Hey guys, welcome to Dave's LFC chats after that fucking shit show at Anfield where Liverpool lost by 4-1. Yes, at Anfield, 4-1, 3 losses in a row. First time in 15,000 years. Oh, we're breaking all the wrong records. We were breaking records for the last 2-3 years, this team. And in the last few weeks, we've been breaking the wrong bloody records. Keith, what did you make of that? Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not going to pass any judgments on this side whatsoever until everybody's back, fighting fit, full squad, and then let's take a look at things. I think it's very difficult to start. You know, no one's going to stand here and no one's going to sit here just starting writing obituaries about sides and all that kind of shite. I think it's just a matter of like it is what it is. We are where we are. We just need to write this fucking thing off. Qualify for the Champions League for next season, and then when everyone's back fighting fit, let's just see how we are now for next year. I fully believe that it's really just been, I suppose, an accumulation of what we've done over the last 3 seasons and the amount of bad luck we've had this year, you know. And I don't think you can put it down to anything else. You can start looking at individuals, right? And I don't think it's going to serve us any purpose in terms of, you know, stuff isn't working, it's not clicking throughout the entire team, and there has to be reasons for that. I don't think a side that good falls off the edge of a cliff as much as we have over the last 4 weeks, you know, without mitigating circumstances. You know, I don't think it does. I don't think I don't think there's a precedent set for a team that good to fall off the edge of a.
Actually, I did see it. It's the worst fall off apparently of I seen a thing on Sky after it. They were talking about it. Jesus, Roy Keane gave it some grilling. I can tell you that. I don't know whether you've seen it or not.
Did you?
Yeah, I think it's actually the worst fall off points wise for a team trying to retain the championship in the Premier League. Like, but I'll tell you, even the game. I mean, the first half, okay, it was 0-0 half time. City weren't great first half either. To be fair, they were okay. You know, tapping away. They got a penalty. They missed it. And I was saying, here we go. Their luck's out. They hadn't won there since 2003. And I think they've only won 2 in 47 years or something. So I was thinking, you know, second half, we can't be any worse. But did you notice something, Keith, as well in the first half? Every time we got up to the edge of their area, the ball was fucking played back to Alisson. Yeah. They're getting so far. Mainly Jones. Now, I won't slag Jones too much because he was actually one of the better players on the pitch today. But I mean, they score, second half, penalty. It's a penalty, right? It's a penalty. They start playing well, pass it around. We get into it a little bit more, still lacking. And then we get a penalty. Salah scores it. It's 1-1. You're saying to yourself, let's go, could be a 2-1 on here. But we never rose to the occasion. Now, if a goalkeeper makes a mistake in the 73rd, now this was late in the game. This is 73rd minute, I think, was the first mistake. And to make it 2-1 there, heads just dropped. You could see it. You could see Henderson, heads dropped. And then a few minutes later, a second mistake, like 2 mistakes. It reminded me of our famous friend in Madrid back in 2018. We made 2 goalkeeper mistakes and we lost 3-1. It's very hard to come back from a goalkeeper's mistake twice in one game. And it was only inevitable that you might get 4 or 5. They got 4 again. Foden is a proper player, I have to say that. But I think City probably deserved it overall. But I'm just saying, mistakes and chances and little small things like that change games. It really does. I think Klopp has a huge job in his hands now. Not only because we're on a bit of a bad run, 3 losses at home, as I said, the first time in years, but I just think he has to get the boys together. And top 4 is so important, Keith. I mean, you fall out of the top 4, it's huge for his club. It's huge.
Yeah, I think we'll do top 4. I'm not massively worried about that now, to be honest with you. I think there'll be a kind of this is off our shoulders now. The whole league thing is off our shoulders now. And we'll probably just change the way we play. But the whole team, and I've been looking at it, and I'm sure you've been looking at it as well. The whole team, when we're in possession going forward, when we're in possession and we're going forward, nobody wants to get caught on the ball, because what's happening is whoever's turning over the ball, it's a chance down the far end. So it's too easy to play through us.
Yeah.
So our fullbacks are not going past. They're not taking players on. It's the easy ball all the time. Even when we're attacking, it's a square ball, okay, or it's a ball backwards. There's very few incisive plays forward. There's nobody taking players on. Because invariably what's happening is we're having 75% of the ball or 60% of the ball or 50, whatever else it is. And as soon as we turn the ball over in transition, we're too easy to play in against. And it's pass, in on goal. And that's, and that wasn't happening last year because we had a solid centre-half partnership who were basically snuffing all that out, right? And it's too easy. And we're playing centre mids and playing fucking a centre half.
That's the key. Right? That's the
whole
fucking
team,
key right there.
The whole team are like going,
I
am not going to get caught in possession here. I'm not going to turn the ball over. I'm not going to be responsible for a chance the far end. And that's the way the entire team is playing. So, there's a huge amount of kind of restriction, non-belief kind of, well, I'm going to do the safe thing here going forward. And that's been the same since Christmas.
It's looking like they're trying to not make mistakes by not, doing the hard thing. They're trying to do the easy thing. And even that they can't do at the moment. And we're getting caught.
It's still happening.
That's what I mean. We're getting caught. And we can talk about injuries. We can talk about bad decisions. Now, it all adds up. And I think, as I've said it before, Keith, the 12th man is huge, especially in Anfield. There's no noise. You can hear a bloody pin drop. It's huge. But I just thought, when it went 1-1 tonight, I thought, we might step up. Klopp might change Kabak, change it and put Henderson in. It's crying out for Henderson. It's been doing it for weeks, crying out for Henderson. He's not a centre-half. He's played well there. I don't blame him. I don't even blame Fabinho, to be fair. He's not a centre-half, really. I can't really blame the players. You could blame Klopp a bit for his tactics. You could also blame FSG if you wanted to for not getting in the right players when we needed them. We brought in Jota, we brought in Thiago. Just question marks in Thiago I could see all over bleeding Twitter. But it's hard to judge these players. I don't know what Thiago brings us at the moment, Keith. And the thing about it is, lovely silky passing and all, but where's the end product? Where's the ball through? Where's even the shots?
But you can't expect that when he's playing six. So
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
He's not a
he's not a six.
I got into a bit of beef with somebody on Twitter there, and they're like, "Oh no, you've not seen Thiago play for Bayern Munich at six there a while ago." But
that was a different.
I don't think his best position is six. To be honest with you, I think his best position is just
behind the front three.
Yeah, just floating, getting on the ball and making things happen.
Like a Coutinho type.
Yeah. To a degree, but certainly kind of getting on and linking. Like Shaqiri came on and
Jesus Christ,
there's no bench. There's literally nothing there to bring on that's going to make a measurable difference to how we're playing at the moment. So, as I said, I think it's very difficult to analyse and start saying, we need to do this and we need to do that. I was looking at the first half. I was looking at the first half kind of going, we weren't pressing. It was almost like we were kind of going, let's not get injured. No one gets injured. Let's just keep this, And it felt to me like league is gone. Get a draw out of this, move on, and let's have a good go at the Champions League. So if this team don't come out and absolutely tear into Leipzig, and I mean tear into them, having conserved energy over the last couple of weeks, well, then you have to start asking questions in terms of, is it a rebuild? Are we looking at a rebuild? And where do we have to start rebuilding?
Well, you hear Neville and Carragher said it, and I heard them last week when we lost to Brighton saying, this team 3 or 4 years together, the energy, it's hard to keep the energy going, Keith, solid. The way we play, the heavy metal football, the energy we use up for 2-3 years in a row, it's very hard. It's so hard to do. And I did a video yesterday with Dominic Rich, who's a big City fan, and I was saying it to him that Liverpool use up a lot of energy because they do a lot.
Last year.
Yeah, I know. But that's
some of the big games last year. Didn't do it last year. We weren't tearing into teams last year.
We did early on.
We did earlier on. We absolutely did earlier on.
But I think the groundwork was done, Keith. The groundwork was done.
There was a lot of games there last year where we didn't have to be turning around like fucking madmen. Where we just dominated the ball, played our football, and then squeeze teams and until they pops and we got our goals.
Yeah.
Huge
Gegenpress.
So but the Gegenpress wasn't required as much last year. Season before that, absolutely, I'll give you that. But last year, I don't think there's a huge amount, apart from the big games against City, games against the top 6 sides. Yeah. But most of the season now, in terms of anything below top 6, it was football. It was pure football, on the ball, wearing teams out. Not us wearing ourselves out, but wearing teams out. And maybe it's 2 years before that I've done it. But I actually don't think it's down to that. I actually don't think it's down to being worn out at all.
You think it's down to injuries, decisions, VAR decisions, bad injuries at bad times?
Definitely not going to call out VAR decisions.
I
think injuries are definitely a contributing factor, huge contributing factor. And I think when we've hit this blip, and it's the first blip we've hit, I think we've lost belief in terms of what we're going to do to the rest of the season.
Confidence, anyway.
Yeah. Do you know what? And I think we've kind of said, listen, do you know what? It's not going to happen for us this year due to everything that's gone on. Maybe a bit of bad luck, maybe a little bit of VAR earlier on, and maybe all of the injuries that have happened and things not going our way. Maybe the lads have kind of gone, do you know what? This one is not for us, and it's not for us. So, and are we going to throw everything into the Champions League?
Well, we play in Budapest apparently. I'm very hungry for that game coming up. Yeah. But yeah, well, listen, we're going to have to, Keith, because, Leipzig won't be easy. Won't be a walkover. You know what I mean? Jota hopefully back. I think he's a big key to at least going forward and takes a lot of pressure off. Maybe Kabak will come in and play, and Henderson will free up in the midfield, or Fabinho, whatever. But listen.
What did you think about the contribution if you look at City's contribution up front in terms of what they played their front three and our front three in terms of time on the ball and how much opportunities they had in terms of what they did with the ball when they got on the ball?
They were a lot more comfortable on the ball, Keith. At least City looked to go forward. We went up to the 2/3 of the pitch. I don't know what, we just didn't know what to do after that.
It's not sticking,
Coming back. Yeah, it's not exactly. Sticking. But that's it. The ball was bouncing off them, wasn't it? It was bouncing off them.
Yeah.
The Velcro. It used to be like, especially Bobby used to be Velcro. The ball would come to him. Bang! He'd be able to stop it on a bleeding, on a 20 pence piece. It's just not sticking, as you said. Even Mane falling around and wasn't himself. Salah. And those three don't tick. None of them really did tick today. I know Salah scored a penalty, but other than that, what else did we really do? That game's gone. It's over. City are going to win the league now. I don't think United are going to catch them, to be fair now. I think City will win the league. For us, we've a week's break now, actually, for the first time in a while. We don't play midweek. So I think this week's rest, if you want to call it a rest or a reboot or whatever you want to call it, is probably come at the right bloody time right now. They need to sit down tomorrow at Kirby or whatever the training ground is and just go, right, here's the priority, boys. This is what we're going to do. Because if a week's rest now, no excuses, as you said. Just got to regroup and go. Go with it. Have to get top four.
And I think we have to get our midfield back, to be honest with you. So I'd be literally looking at moving Fab out, to be honest with you. And if it's, when you look the way the kind of goals we're conceding now at the moment, we're probably missing Fabinho more than we're missing Henderson now at the moment. Yeah. Just to sit in there and maybe release Thiago a little bit. So if we can release one of those centre halves back in, and if it is Kabak, well then it's probably Kabak with.
Well, it's looking like Kabak. He was on the bench today, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's ready to play. He's been played right up the whole season up for Schalke. He's ready to rock. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Kabak in the next game. And as you said, free up a centre midfielder. Yeah. But listen, I just think we leave it at that because we just get annoyed. We get more annoyed as it goes along. But listen, we're still the champions. But that won't last too long.
Till April. Let's enjoy it till April.
Yeah, and there'll be 2 boys happy tonight. We won't mention their names, but you know who I'm talking about.
There's
2. Well, there'll be a few.
I
know.
I
got a few
of them.
Yeah, you know the 2 I'm on about though. Yeah. But listen, it's banter. It's a bit of fun. We go again, Keith. We're annoyed at the moment. We'll sleep it off. We wake up in the morning and we're still Reds fans.
Super Bowl.
What the fuck? I'll be in bed, bollocks. Keith, though, it's been good. Stay safe. This means more. Cheers.